Hi everyone. This video is going to be about the reformer. I forgot my tripod where I'm staying, so the video, I'm just gonna do it like handheld. So we'll see how it goes. And actually this might be a little bit better because you could see the parts of the reformer a little bit closer. So to begin, if you're not familiar with a reformer, there's actually equipment in Pilates. And there actually was a man named Joseph Pilates who designed all of this equipment. He actually is a German man, or was a German man, and in World War I, he was in a rehab, essentially, let's say a hospital actually, rehabbing the fallen soldiers. So they were all in beds, and in 1920s, I guess it would be, they had those old school springs. So that's how the springs came about, is because of those hospital beds. So in the hospital, he was rehabbing all the soldiers, and eventually that came to modern day Pilates reformer. So to go through all of the different parts of the reformer, starting at, I guess we would say, the bottom of the reformer, we have here a foot strap. So I won't go through exercises that we could use it, just familiarity of the straps or the parts of the reformer. So this would be a foot strap here. This reformer actually has, and I'm not too familiar with it, but just different levels of where we would hook the springs. So seeing how this is a little bit further away from the carriage, it would make it harder. Again, I haven't even played with that much, so not too familiar about this reformer. But before we go any further, this is the foot bar. So this can move up or down. I will give you a little tidbit information. If, because of your height, for footwork especially, we might need to make this higher. Especially, I would say anywhere around 5'3", you definitely want to bring this foot bar higher. A little bit taller, you would bring it lower. So to get again back to the springs, we have different colors of the springs. So that would be different variations of the springs. So resistance training, as you push back, the spring creates tension, and then you slowly release that tension. So an exercise should never look like this. I joke, I get nightmares when I hear any noises happening in the on the machine. So the springs, this part right here is called the carriage. We have, you lay on it, you sit on it, you stand on it, you do so much with the carriage. Shoulder rest, head rest. Most reformers have a little thing on the back of it to where you could lift it or lower it. So this would be flat. And I always say play with it. Everyone has different bodies, right? So if your head and neck, shoulders feel more comfortable with it up or down, it's yours to do whatever with. Me personally, most exercises, it is up. The only one that it needs to be down would be shoulder bridging. Definitely needs to be down there. And then behind the shoulder rest, we have these pegs, which sit the straps. So we have a long loop, and this is hard doing it one-handed, a short loop. So you'll hear your instructor say, grab your short straps, grab your long straps. This reformer has a jump board. So a lot of classes, studios will provide a jump class or a cardio class. This actually goes at the back of the reformer. So you would put it here, and then your feet, you get to just jump. The carriage would slide in and out. And then we also have a foot bar that or foot plate, we'll call it, because that's the foot bar. This would slide in that little slot, and it really helps for standing exercises at the back of the carriage. All right, so this is essentially just the frame of the reformer. Everyone's all familiar with the Pilates ring, the ring of fire. Right here we have the risers. I don't do it much, but you can adjust the ropes higher or lower, especially if we do feet in straps and we have a particular person that's tall. It might help to play with where the rope is, but the majority of the time it's probably at a level setting. The box, essentially just a box. Not much to say about the box, but we could use that in various ways on the carriage, on the side of the reformer. So this reformer actually has a tower or a half Cadillac. Right here, this is the roll down bar. So we have our springs here, of course. We would hook to the hooks. In a lot of studios, we have a spring board where essentially you would use a lot of equipment here like the roll down bar. And then this one also has, which I love, I don't get to utilize the push through bar as much, but we could do a lot of fun stuff here on the push through. So essentially this is your reformer. It has held the test of time. Again, Joseph Pilates designed this probably in the 40s, and this is a classical style reformer. Most of them, again, so many different variations, like just floor ones and ones you could fold up and slide under your bed, but this one is in particular my favorite. So again, get familiar with the reformer, all of its parts, and I will see you guys in the next video.